Everyone out there, welcome to the elimination round for the May, June 2024 Premodern Monthly. This is Andrew Walker, your host as always. The match today is the top 8 between number 10 ranked Mike Arnold on Patriot or Star Spangled Slaughter or any of the other multiple names that are out there. And his opponent is number 15, Marc Flore. He is on Mono Blue Stiflenought. Other than that, this is a pre-recorded match, so I'll just be jumping right in. So enjoy.
So were you 4-2 with Stiflenought or 5-1?
4-2.
4-2. Okay.
Yeah, so I was one of the 4-2s that made it in, which was cool. I didn't expect to get in.
I'll keep this.
I'll keep as well.
All right. I'm going to start off with a city. I'll go to 19, and I will play Mom. I'll pass.
Yeah. Island go.
All right. Untap. Draw. I'll come in for 1.
Yep.
And then I'll pass.
Cool. Thanks for doing the score, the life. Island, sleight of hand.
Sure.
All right. I'll do this. Pass.
Untap. Draw. I will attack for 1.
Yep.
And then I'll pass with 7.
Okay. Important.
Yep.
Okay. All right, I'll leave them on top.
Okay, you got it.
I'll pass and draw during your upkeep.
Yep. And I'll draw for turn.
Yep.
Who talked me into keeping this hand? All right.
I don't
I'll
know.
swing for 1.
I don't know. I was like, oh, turn 1 Mom. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I'll take it.
All right. I'll go to discard.
Yep.
I'll discard a Lightning Angel and pass.
Draw. All right. I'll float 2 and gush.
Sure.
I'll play land. I'll play a Dreadnought with 1 floating.
Okay.
And a Vision Charm with the rest of the mana.
I'll go to 18, and I would like to attempt to plow the Dreadnought.
Let's see. I will misdirect that, exiling the Gush, targeting your mom.
Okay. I'll go to 19.
Okay. This guy's phased out.
He's disappeared.
And, yep. I'll pass to you.
Untap and draw. Cards in your hand?
7.
7. That's quite a few cards.
Yeah.
I'll play Gemstone Mine.
Okay.
I would like to pass to you.
All right. You want to do anything during my upkeep?
We will stop during your upkeep. I'll take a pain. I would like to ice the Dreadnought.
Ice is only 2 mana.
Ice is only 2 mana. Mm-hmm.
Huh. That's cool. I will Force Spike that.
Okay. I'm Force Spiked. Pass to you.
All right. Draw. Play a land.
Mm-hmm.
Swing.
All right. I go to 6.
Pass you.
I will untap and draw. Well, I'll attempt to plow the Dreadnought.
I'm going to foil that, discarding an island and a Dreadnought.
All right. You got it. Let's go on to game 2.
All right.
Yeah. If I had to land any of those first 3 draws, it was... So I had double plow, mom, meddling mage.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the reason why I kept.
I figured you must have had like a hell of a hand, right? Yeah, that happens. That happens.
Yeah.
It sucks.
I think I keep that, and most of the time
just
the
get
land
luckier.
the land is in time. Yeah, the land should be in the top 3.
Yep. I think so.
All right. Well, now I get to try it again. Now with the sideboard.
That's right. This time you'll draw the land.
Absolutely.
So are you playing that deck in honor of the 4th of July?
Not exactly. That wasn't the plan with this one, but it was kind of on my testing gauntlet for LobsterCon. Just kind of checking things out here.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. So you'll be at LobsterCon.
That I will be. How about you? Are you able to make it, or?
Yeah.
Okay. Right on.
Yeah, I've got some stuff I've got to move around, but I mean, I'll make it happen because it's like awesome and hour and a half ish drive for me, so can't miss it.
Right on.
I haven't missed a LobsterCon yet.
Nice.
Yeah, they've all been fabulous.
Are you doing Premodern then old school?
Yeah, I think that's what I signed up for. I was kind of on the fence. Last year I ended up doing the X-Point side event.
Okay.
Mostly because I hadn't really been playing Premodern. I didn't, and like the format had changed a lot. I played in the Premodern event like maybe 2 LobsterCons ago. And the format had changed a bunch. Like Parfait was big last year, and I had no idea I wasn't gonna play Parfait, and like I didn't know how to beat Parfait, so you know, I was
Mm-hmm.
was just like, yeah, I can't. I shouldn't show up to this event.
Mm-hmm.
But it was cool. I played in the X Points. I had a good time. You know, I went like 3-3 or something, and then I got to watch the top 8 of LobsterCon, which was really cool.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah, you were there, right?
I was not, so this will be my first one.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I was trying to remember. I listened to a podcast like, a year ago, and they interview. You've been on so many podcasts. I can't keep everybody straight. I don't.
Well, and there's
Especially
lots of
Ralph.
Michaels, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
I'm like one of 5 big Michaels in in Premodern.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. So, so which Michael are you? Why do I know your name?
All right, so I'm the one who hosts the Super Gauntlet every year. So that's the
Yes.
64 decks, and we do the
Yes.
March Madness bracket challenge type thing.
Yeah.
So that's what I
Yes.
do.
Yeah. Okay.
And then there's Michael Hoyp who does the PSS,
Right.
and then there's Mike Harris who does
The
the
podcast.
pre-modcast.
Right. Right.
So I've done that. I've participated in the PSS, a couple times,
Yep.
and was in
Yep.
that last year.
And what did you play last year?
Oh, for the PSS, so I played this deck. I also played Natural Order Rock, and then I played Dead Guy Ale.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
That's a cool lineup. How'd you end up doing?
So I was 3-4. I was live until the final match to make the
Yeah.
top 4.
Yeah, I mean that's pretty good because you were playing mostly like tier 2-ish decks, right?
No.
Is that a tier 1 deck?
I don't know if this is a tier 1 deck. It has some pretty strong matchups against some decks in the field. Natural Order Rock, I would say, is a lot stronger. It's probably the most all-around strong deck. And with all the hate on the Rock recently, I think it's taken a hit in popularity, but
Yeah.
it plays out much differently than like standard the Rock. Because sometimes you just like turn 3 into show by them and they can't win.
Right. So you're playing the mana accelerants, you get the natural order out early, and then you just sack like a bird or whatever and show with them.
Yeah, you have a much more unfair type of angle to it. It's probably less good against like control decks, but not many people are playing land still anymore,
Yeah. I mean, that's another big change from LobsterCon a year ago, right? Land still wins the event, and now like nobody plays it. Kind of strange.
Yeah, I'll go ahead and keep this one.
All right. Yeah, it's pretty incredible how much the format has changed. I mean, obviously the banning of land tax was a big deal, but still, I mean, even with that, like that, there's been an incredible amount of innovation in the last year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's kind of a similar thing. Like things go through popularity, and there's like so many possible decks, but a relatively small player base. So you kind of have like an experience which happens in old school, which people will play stuff just for fun and kind of like brew around. But like in old school, you're like screwing around type of deck is, so many levels below like the top tier decks. When you're just spicing it up. Whereas like if you want to play a deck in pre-modern, like you haven't played before, just to kind of have that experience, you can, choose from a whole bunch of these like tier 2 decks. And so the delta is a lot less. And yeah, you just have these cycles of, things becoming popular and not.
Yep.
Like I feel when after like Flores top 8 at the first pre-modern LobsterCon with Replenish, that deck got a lot of interest then, but then it waned and now it's back.
Yeah, that deck's hot right now. At the most recent main event, which is a small event, but I think there were like 2 replenishes
Mm-hmm.
that finished one like 1 and 2.
Okay.
Yeah, I was like, holy smokes, that's it's a lot of replenish for like as a percentage of that metagame. It was like 20% of the metagame or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'll go ahead and keep this.
Yeah, I'll keep as well.
All right, I'm going to start off with a Flooded Strand. I'll go to 19 for an island and pass.
Okay. Island. And let's see. I will important.
Sure.
Okay. I'll leave them on top. Pass to you and draw during your upkeep.
Yep. I'll draw. I'll play an island. I will pass to you. I will stop on your upkeep.
Okay.
I would like to ice the island.
Ooh. I will opt in response.
Okay.
I'll draw that card, and then I'll draw for the turn.
Yep. I'll draw. Mm-hmm.
Play an island. And let's see. Important.
Sure.
I will shuffle.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'll pass and draw during your upkeep.
Sure. I'll draw for turn.
Yep.
I'll play Strand and crack it. 18.
Yep.
I'm going to grab a Plains for Meddling Mage.
Yep.
And I will name Phyrexian Dreadnought.
Yep.
And I'll pass to you.
Let's see. Island, sleight of hand.
Sure.
All right. Pass to you.
All right. Untap. Upkeep, draw. I will come in for 2.
You got it.
And then I'll pass.
I'm going to opt at the end of your turn.
Sure.
All right. I'll draw that. I'm going to opt at the end of your turn.
Okay.
I'll bottom of that. Draw off the top. Go to my turn.
Mm-hmm. You got it.
Island. Sleight of hand.
Okay, you got it.
I'll do that. And pass to you.
In turn, I would like to cast an impulse.
Yep, that's good.
Okay. 1, 2, 4. Untap and draw. I'll play Mountain, and I'll come in for 2.
Yep.
And I'll pass.
Play an island. Pass to you.
I will impulse again.
Okay.
Untap and draw. I will come in for 2.
Yep.
I will port and target myself.
Sure.
All right. Keep those. Pass the turn.
Okay.
And on your upkeep, I'll draw.
Yep. Draw. I'll cast Sleight of Hand.
Sure.
That in my hand. I'll cast Portent.
Okay.
Okay. All right. All right, I'll leave him on top.
Okay.
I'll pass to you and draw during your upkeep.
Yep. I'll draw for turn.
Yep.
I'll come in for 2.
You got it.
I'll play an island. And I'll play Meddling Mage.
I'll counterspell that.
I will pyro your counterspell.
I will hydro your pyro.
Okay. Stack resolves. Pass to you.
Okay. All right.
For those people who will be watching the recording, I would just like to point out to the haters how devastating Back to Basics would be for me right now.
I know. I was thinking that, and I was hoping that I would actually. It's so funny because, like, you can, if I had played it in the last game, not that I really needed it, like,
Oh yeah,
that would have
yeah.
been the nail in the coffin, right? And like Sabo's web wouldn't have actually done anything. But yeah, then it's a total whiff right here. So it's I don't know. But to be fair, Sabo's web doesn't actually do anything against your deck, and Back to Basics does. So I don't know. I still kind of like Back to Basics, even if Sabo's Web might be the better choice.
Oh, Back to Basics. No, it's a great card. I no hate on Back to Basics itself, but people will kind of say how terrible this deck's mana is, and it actually plays deceivingly large amount of basic lands, and then you have all
Yep.
the cantrips to the cantrips are part of the mana base for this
Right.
deck.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it is kind of funny what you have in play right now. It's like, don't you play like 8 basic lands? You have 5 of them in play.
So there's 8 basic lands and then 4 fetches. So
Yeah.
12, effectively 12 of the 22 lands are
Right.
basics.
Right. Yeah. You got 5/8 of your basics. That's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I played an island and I'll pass to you.
All right, untap and draw. Coming for 2.
You got it.
I will play Gemstone Mine and I'll pass.
There's a non-basic.
Mm-hmm.
Finally. At the end of your turn, I'm gonna cast Flash of Insight for 4.
All right, so that's just on the front end.
It's an impulse.
Okay.
It's just an impulse at this point.
Yeah.
Look at the top 4. Put 1 in your hand and the rest on the bottom in any order. And then the flashback is a blue and a colorless, and exile X blue cards from your graveyard, and X is equal to the number of cards you exile.
Yep, that resolves.
All right, so I get a 6 mana impulse. Okay. All right. I'll take this one.
Mm-hmm.
I'll put these at the bottom. It's the graveyard. It's my hand. All right, go to my turn.
Yep.
How many cards you got?
5.
Okay. All right, I'll pass.
All right, I will untap. I will draw. I will come for 2.
You got it.
And then I'll pass with 6.
At the end of your turn, I'm going to boomerang the mage.
I'll counterspell.
I'll counterspell as well.
I will pyro targeting your boomerang.
I will hydro targeting your pyro.
Okay. Stack resolves. Nothing mage bounces.
Okay. All right. Go to my turn.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm going to float 2 and gush.
Gush resolves.
Okay. Play land. How many cards you got?
5. One of which you know is meddling mage.
Okay. I will pass.
Okay. Untap. Upkeep and draw. Play Reflecting Pool.
Mm-hmm.
Play Billy Mage.
I'll float a mana and I'll daze that.
I will pay for Days with Mountain.
Okay. Let's see. I will use the floating mana to Vision Charm you, milling 4.
All right. 1, 2, 3, 4.
So 2 lands and what was it? Portent
3
and
lands.
3.
2 Battlefield Forges. City of Brass Portent.
Important. Okay. All right. So Mage still on the stack.
Mhm.
I'll Vision Charm you, milling 4.
Okay. 2, 3, 4. Counterspell Opportunity 2 lands.
Okay. I will Brain Freeze you.
So that is with Storm 3. So should be 4
1,
copies.
2,
Oh no, wait,
3.
5. 15.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3 is the first copy. 1, 2, 3 is the second copy. 1, 2, 3, 3 copies. 1, 2, 3, 4 copies.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 5 copies.
Okay. Do you mind counting your library for me?
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Okay, thanks. All right, so Mage resolves.
I'll name Brain Freeze.
Yep.
I'll pass.
I'll play an island and pass.
Untap. And draw. I will come in for 2.
You got it.
I will pass the turn. 5 in hand.
Island pass.
Untap and draw. I would like to play a Lightning Angel.
I'm at 6.
You're at 6.
Yeah, that's good.
All right. I will attack for 5.
You got it.
And I'll pass the turn.
Important.
Yep.
All right, I'll shuffle those. I just need a blue instant speed Wrath of God off
Yep.
the top, and then I'm good.
The common, Wrath of Leknif.
Yeah. Oh, actually, I mean, it's open deck list, but there is actually a blue instant that bounces all creatures, but that would actually save me right here. All right, well, I'll pass to you and draw during your upkeep.
Yep. And I would like to move to attacks.
Yeah, you got it.
Yep, there we go.
Yeah, it's like, what the hell is that called? Shoot. I have that card. I want to play that card. Not necessarily in this deck, but just in general. I think it's a cool card.
I'll have to look. Oh, let's see. Is that the Sunder cycle? Because there's like Sunder, Rebuild, Evacuation. Is that it?
Evacuation. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Yes. I think that's right. Yeah, I love that card. Such a cool card.
Yeah, once you asked how much my library was, I looked at my hand of a Knowles and Disenchants. I was like, I think I'll take my
Yeah, yeah,
odds with
yeah.
with the
Yeah,
Dreadnought.
yeah. A dreadnought wasn't really gonna hurt you too much right there. Yeah.
Did you have the other Brain Freeze in hand?
I had to bottom it pretty early that game
Okay.
because I like sleight of handed. I saw Island Brain Freeze, and I had like a 7 card hand, I think, or maybe even an 8 card hand at that point,
Okay.
and I just needed to hit land drops, and I really didn't want to bottom it, but like if I put it in my hand, then I was basically going to be discarding hand size, and
Sure.
at that point, with like 2 lands in play, I think,
Hmm.
like I just wasn't going to be able to keep up. So, yeah, that kind of hurt. That was
Yeah,
rough.
you would have been able to get to it. You had shuffled with Fortin and you have had the
Yeah, that was my hope, and then I had.
okay.
Oh, you know what? I forgot about. Oh fuck. Oh, I'm so
Oh, the
stupid.
flashback.
Had a flash of insight in the graveyard. Everyone watching this is going to be like, "Why the fuck didn't he do that?" I could have cast that for like my whole library
Pretty
and would have
much.
gotten to my brain freeze. Probably. I mean, yeah, I might have been able to like. Actually, the turn that I. Well, I don't know. I don't remember how much mana I had the turn that I brain freeze you. I think I only had like 1 mana left open.
Well, you would have been. I think you would have been able to at least days. Flash of Insight, double Brain Freeze. So does that get there? Um,
Well,
so that's 9
it's
plus 21. It doesn't quite.
yeah. I don't know. I don't know. It certainly would have been a lot closer.
Yeah.
Even if I had just grabbed like a. I don't know if I would have gotten to my brain freeze because it was still pretty far on the bottom. I had bought him some additional cards, but it
Yeah.
was probably like 7th from the bottom or something. So I don't know what I got there. I might have gotten another Vision Charm though, which would have been another 7 cards.
Another 7
Um,
cards. And I had 15 left after the. Um, so it's certainly like a more optimal play. Does it get there? We can look back at the tape and you
yeah,
know.
yeah, yeah. Well, let's just go back to that. Let's recreate that point.
Yeah, easy peasy.
Uh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah. So I am not an experienced Dreadnought player. This is my second monthly playing this deck, and I didn't play Flash of Insight last month. It's a card that I was really skeptical about.
Hmm.
It didn't seem good, but everybody was so high on it. I said, you know what? I'm gonna put one in my main deck and see what happens. And it's pretty good most
Oh
of the
yeah.
time. All right. I really hope I couldn't have won that game. It would be a much better outcome. All right. So All right, I'll take the play. You know what I could have done is I could have Flash of Insighted into a Gush.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that would have given me obviously extra cards, but also 3 more cards off of Brain Freeze, and then potentially, if I get lucky, I rip something I can cast, you know, like an Opt or a Vision Charm.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, it just depends on what was on top of my library, but that's another line. Some food for thought. I once cast a Flash of Insight for 25, and I had a 25 card library exactly, and like I didn't count my graveyard in my library ahead of time. I was like, I think it was like kind of a similar situation, like desperation mode. I was like, well, fuck it, I'm just gonna exile my graveyard. I counted it up; it was 25 cards. I'm like, all right, let's see how many are in my library. It was 25 exactly. And I was like, holy shit, this is amazing. It's like a demonic tutor, I guess, at that point, but then you get to reorder your library. Sick.
It's a card I have not had the pleasure of casting yet. But yeah, when it goes off, it's sweet.
Yeah. How do you like Impulse?
So Impulse, I love, especially like in this deck. It's really important. You know, Portent is kind of a necessary evil for the deck, just because it's the strongest 1 mana cantrip, and you get to see the most cards. Like a lot of times, you keep hands with, you know, access to 2 of your colors, and you use Portent to be able to find that. Or if you do have all your colors, you know, set up, I mean, that's taken up so many cards that you need to find like a business spell to actually get going. So Portent's kind of necessary. Like sleight of hand or you know, definitely Opt isn't going to cut it. And yeah, then Impulse is really important for the same reasons. Just see the most cards. Because it's really like this is a meddling mage deck, so it's all about like just finding meddling mage, you know, as quickly as possible.
Right. Okay. I'll keep.
I will mulligan.
Yeah.
Yep. Good mulligan. My only lands were Mountain and Reflecting Pool. That's not going to cut it.
Oh, that's terrible.
As I'm looking at the Portent, which I can't cast after we just talked about the
yeah, and about how good your mana base was.
14 blue sources should get you a turn 1 Portent, but it does not. Not in all cases.
Yeah. Well, you know, so the math on that, if I understand it correctly, is that it gets you there 90% of the time.
Oh, yeah.
Which sounds fucking awesome, but then when you think about it, that means like 1 out of 10 times you don't have it, right?
Yeah.
Which is like, you know, not a lot, but it's not a little either.
Yeah, you have a poor mana base in exchange for, you know, being able to run a bunch of the most powerful spells in the format.
Yeah.
Because I played against someone on a blue-black-white mid-range deck in the monthly and won that match like 2-0. And even though he's got like a better mana base and like more card advantage and everything, you just like you always have the plow, you always have the bolt.
Yeah. Well, you just described old school.
Yeah.
Garbage mana base, a lot of powerful cards. And you know what? It works most of the time. It kills me because I usually build my old school decks with better mana bases. Like sometimes I cut factories. I don't know if you're an old school guy, but like last year at LobsterCon, I played a base black deck, but it was 4 or 5 colors, which is super typical for old school.
Yeah.
And I just cut the factories so I'd add more colored sources.
Okay.
And I mean, actually, it ran really well all day, and I might do that again. But like, people playing the mirror match just find a way to cram in 4 factories and somehow hit, double black on turn 2, and then they get the red on turn 3, and they get their, what I mean? It's like they just fucking hit it. I don't know how they do it.
The devil's own luck. All right, I got my 6.
All right, Island Portland.
Okay, that's a pretty good first turn.
Yeah.
I'm jealous.
All right. I'll keep them on top.
Okay.
Start on your upkeep.
Yep. I'll draw for turn. I would like to cast an island and an impulse.
Portland?
And Portent. Yes, Portent impulse.
Yeah, that's good.
I
was gonna say that's impressive.
Yeah.
That's a powerful island.
Impulse. I know. Yeah, I'm gonna port myself. I think there's arguments for porting you, but I will go ahead. Do this.
Yeah, that's I don't think I've ever cast a portent on my opponent, but I know that that's a thing people do sometimes.
Yep.
I think that's really cool.
All right, I will pass to you and draw up your upkeep.
Yep. Island, pass.
Untap and draw. I'll play Gemstone and pass to you.
Okay. Island, pass.
All right, I'll draw. I'll play Reflecting Pool.
Yep.
And I'll pass the turn.
Island, pass.
I would like to impulse.
Sure.
I'll take that. Untap and draw. I'll play another Gemstone.
Yeah.
Tap for white, blue. Meddling Mage.
Counterspell.
I'll Pyro.
I'll Gush in response.
Okay. Gush resolves.
All right. I'll counter the mage.
Okay. Stack clears past you.
Island, 2, 4, pass with 7.
Okay. Untap. And draw. Meddling Mage.
Another one. Wowzer.
That's what the deck does.
Yeah, that's good.
I will name something that rhymes with Syrexian Fledgeknot. And then pass to you.
Island, pass.
Untap. Draw. Coming for 2.
You got it.
All right, I'll play Battlefield Forge and I'll pass.
Okay. Island, pass.
Tap, draw. Coming for 2.
Yep.
I'll play an island and I'll pass.
Okay. Island, pass. I'm playing Stasis, by the way. I did a transformation sideboard.
All right, coming for 2.
Yep.
I'll play Shivan Reef and I'll pass.
Okay. Island pass.
Draw. Coming for 2.
Yep.
Play an island and pass.
Island pass.
Untap. Draw. Coming for 2.
Yep.
And pass the turn.
Let's see. How many cards do you have?
I have 5.
Okay. All right, I'll go to my turn.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm gonna float 2 and gush.
Okay, resolves.
I'll replay a land.
Okay.
With 1 floating, I'll play a Dreadnought.
You cannot.
Oh, I'm sorry. Ha! You're correct. Okay, so with 2 floating, I will boomerang your mage. Order of operations.
I would like to counterspell.
I will bloat a mana and daze that.
All right, I'll pay for days.
All right. So counterspell resolves. Let's do some storm counting here.
Mm-hmm.
Some storming is going to help. So these have been played on my end.
1, 2, 3. I got 4. Yeah.
I've got 1 floating mana. I will vision charm you with the floating mana to mill 4.
Okay. Flooded Strand, Lightning Angel, Flooded Strand, Lightning Angel.
Nice. Okay. I will vision charm you.
Island, Disenchant, Plains, Impulse.
I will brain freeze you.
All right, so that's with Storm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 7 total copies.
Yeah, 21 cards.
Yep, 21. There's the first. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7.
Okay. Do you mind counting your library for me?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
13?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I will brain freeze you.
I will counterspell 1 copy and then die.
Cool. Wow. Whew.
There it is.
That was, dude, that was so interesting. So I drew every fucking island, not every island, but I drew half the islands in my deck. And like could not get so I had the boomerang for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, all right, I just need to rip a counter spell.
Yeah.
And then I can boomerang this mage, counterspell it. And then my plan was to wait to brain freeze you out. Or to dreadnought you out, depending on what happened, right?
Sure.
But like I just couldn't. I don't know. Like let's see. I did draw 2 counterspells that game, but I don't know. I just like I haven't seen a foil in this matchup I don't think. Or maybe I did. Maybe I did see a foil. I don't know. I was just like, where the fuck are these counters foils?
I think you had like one foil in
In 3
maybe,
games.
yeah,
Yeah.
something.
Yeah. It was weird. I don't know. So that's not how I thought that was gonna go. But dude,
Yeah,
oh my god. So
that first
when I
game, yeah.
first turned 40, what's that?
Though that first game, that was like, that was my game to lose right there. But I feel you get a lot stronger versus the sideboard. But um,
What
I
did
feel
you
like
bring in?
so. I took those out. I brought in the
Yeah.
Serenities
Okay, I
and
wasn't
the
sure if you bring
Anoles.
those in. Yeah, I figured
I
you bring in
think,
a null.
yeah, like with back to basics and powder keg, like I think, yeah, it
You
just
need them.
makes sense.
Yeah, you need. Yeah, you need them. Yeah.
I bring in the opportunities because the games go long, and those help
Right.
me keep up with your gushes,
Right.
and the Anoles and the Red Blasts. So
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I was pretty sure you would bring in most of those. I wasn't sure about opportunity, but that kind of makes sense. And then I figured you'd bring in Serenity's game 2. I went down to 1 Dreadnought in game 2.
oh wow,
Uh,
so you're just all in on brain freeze pretty much.
well, mostly, right? But like with all the cantripping, you can still get your Dreadnought,
Sure.
and the games go long. So, it's not impossible to see 1 Dreadnought.
Hmm.
But yeah, I leaned heavily into the brain freeze playing game 2. And then I went up to 2 Dreadnoughts in game 3.
Okay.
Um, but yeah, I wasn't sure if you were gonna like leave the Serenities in because you didn't see. And I didn't play back to basics or powder keg against you.
Yeah, I didn't see those, but of course, I wanted to be prepared for them. Um,
Sure.
so what I brought out was, the bombs, the bolts, 2 fire ice, and
Yeah.
I feel like, having the Serenity right there as a hedge is better than having a couple moms who can maybe chip in for one, time.
Right. Yeah. Mom's not too exciting. I think the best thing it does is protects your mage against boomerang, but that's like I have 1 boomerang, right? So it's
Yeah,
not great.
yeah, I can protect the mage in other ways. And mage is important against you, but it's
Right.
not like I absolutely need mage because I have other ways of controlling the dreadnought. Um, quite a few. But yeah, the brain freeze plan. It's you do need double brain freeze against me. It's not like against control decks where you can just wait out because I have much more of a clock
Right.
and more win
Right.
conditions.
The good
But
news is I don't need them both on the same turn like that turn, right?
sure,
I can do it. I can do like, if I had, let's say I didn't have this brain freeze in my hand, but it was toward the top of my library, I probably could have built up enough of a hand to get you, I think, in a race.
yeah. If we had gone like another turn, if you didn't have them both though, I do meddling mage on brain freeze the next turn because I have 3 answers for the dreadnought in my hand.
You had a third
Um,
meddling mage?
well, I had the meddling mage in hand. You bounced it to my hand with the boomerang. So if I
You,
replay it,
you countered it, right? Oh, you're talking
yeah.
this.
So you boomerang the mage to my hand. If we gotten another turn,
Yeah.
then I definitely meddling mage on brain freeze there because I've got the 3 answers for dreadnought.
Right. Yeah, that is the powerful thing about mage. Whether I bounce it or you just play a second one to the board. Once you name dreadnought and brain freeze, it's pretty tough. I
Yeah.
pretty much have to like try to get a powder keg through.
Hmm.
But then like it's tough because I have to tick it up to 2 while you're beating me down for 4.
Hmm.
So I don't have a lot of time. Yeah. Yeah, I think this is like a pretty close to a 50-50. What do you think?
Yeah, I think I'm favored pre-board, and then it gets closer. But again, like my pre-board game, I kind of wasted with that one lander. So that's
Yeah.
you can kick yourself game 2 for maybe not doing an optimal brain freeze, and I can kick myself,
Well, I
for
I
game
made a
1.
bonehead. I made a bonehead play, right?
Hmm.
Like that was pretty stupid. You did the math and you were like, I'm gonna draw a land in three draws, and then you
Yeah,
didn't. That's
I,
just luck.
yeah, it happens.
All right, man. Well, thank you for the match.
Thank you. All right,
I'll
you have
look
a good rest
forward
of your
to
weekend.
yeah, look forward to meeting you at LobsterCon.
Right on. Sounds like a plan. You have a good one.
All right. You too. See ya.